Hope you're ready. It's time for Decentralize Now.
I want to start this episode by saying, like, as far as the coronavirus goes, whether you believe in it or not, whether you're scared of it or you're not scared of it, I just want to say, I'm not surprised that it's spreading because people are fucking stupid as fuck.
That's right. I'm not so concerned about the virus as much as I am the people and their response to the virus. That's the real threat. More than
the freaking out, the buying up all the toilet paper, and just like the lack of like cleanliness and hygiene.
Free the people, free the markets. Decentralize Now.
Season 2.
Oh shit, could you imagine living in New York City right now?
Oh, fuck no, dude. Jesus Christ.
You're just done.
You know what's surprising, though? Like, out of all the countries that have it, it's, like, really bad in Iran. It's, like, really bad in Italy. But, like, France is cool. Like, in France, you can order a cheeseburger, and your burger comes with a rat on the plate already eating your cheeseburger. It's not that big of a problem there. It's surprising.
It poses a lot of interesting libertarian arguments because it's like, okay, so like your straight libertarian talks about, open borders. Well, is that an acceptable response to a real epidemic like coronavirus?
Actually,
so I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
If we can wait to dive into it too much, okay. Because I actually have Russia and their border control and how it's not an issue. I do want to talk about border control and the coronavirus. Okay. That's literally written underneath coronavirus under topics. That's one of them is border control. Okay. But I want to start talking about just in my personal area and in my state, and I don't want to dox myself. Honestly, dude, this podcast's been going on for a while. If you can't figure out what state I'm in or pretty goddamn near, close, then you haven't been listening to the fucking program. I don't really do that much to hide it. So, like, I'm at work today, and I've talked about my job numerous times on this show to you guys, to Chemtrail, and just how it's just concerning watching people, trying to figure out such a simple concept. So today, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, just in a quick scenario, it's a Mongolian place. We give you a bowl, you put your food in the bowl, you leave it at the end of the thing, I cook it for you, we bring it to your table, okay? Well, at the end of the fucking line, there's all the sauces, right? And you can pick whatever sauce you want. You can put it in a cup if you want to take it to your table. You can put it on the bowl. You can fucking dump it down your pants and rub it on your dick. I really don't give a fuck what you do with the sauce. Don't go sticking your fingers and shit in it, though. So, like, I'm at work today, and the coronavirus has started hitting very close to home. I can't say too much in case someone does figure out where I am, because I'm not supposed to know that it's so close to home, but I know certain people in the medical field that get information that not everybody else gets, right? So it's starting to get pretty fucking close to home. I'm at work today. Sauce is at the end of the thing. A family of 3, mom, dad, daughter, they're going through, they're looking at the sauces. Dude picks up the scoop that everyone else has been touching all day, picks the sauce up, smells it, pulls the fucking cup, the sauce, right up to his goddamn face, almost sticks his fucking nose in the fucking shit, and smells it and goes, "That smells great, check this out, honey," and goes to his daughter. She sticks her face all up into it and smells it, and then dumps it on her bowl. We have cups. You could have put the shit in the cup, and smelt it or done whatever you want to. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, God damn it. Like, it's too late to take the ladle away and shit. It's already back in the sauce. We're just spreading coronavirus at this point. Fuck it. Well, if it couldn't get any worse, the daughter puts her shit down. The wife puts her shit down. The dad comes up, and he's still looking at the sauces. Like, he's completely intrigued that, like, fluids can have taste, apparently. And he puts the fluid in the cup, sticks his dirty-ass finger that he's touched every fucking tong and ladle with, and everyone else has been touching all day, mind you, sticks his finger right in the cup, sticks his finger in his mouth. That's delicious. And I'm like, no fucking wonder everyone is dying. You know what I mean? No wonder the government won't tell. Like, I know there's that meme right now. No wonder the government won't tell us about aliens, because we are fucking stupid as piss. Like, the number one thing about not getting the coronavirus is wash your goddamn hands. Don't be touching on each other and shit. Don't breathe on people. This motherfucker did all of that in a matter of fucking seconds. And then we wonder why everyone's getting sick.
Do you think it's like, is it a big deal? Do you know Tom Hanks has the coronavirus, by the way?
Which is awesome because he's a pedophile fuck, so I don't really care that he has it. But I think it's pretty dope. It brings some reality to it, right? Because these things always happen. Elites never get it. CEOs never get it. Actors never get it. Politicians never get it. The Pope's already been scared by it. Tom Hanks has it. So it's definitely brought some reality to it, at least for me.
They've canceled the entire NBA, the whole season. They've canceled it. Said no NBA awesome. This year.
It's so awesome. I hate basketball.
They're making changes to spring training and all for baseball and all this kind of stuff, and it's starting to, again, my other statement I want to reiterate. It's not so much the virus itself as the people around the virus that are terrifying, because people are going to wig out, and I think a situation like this is a reason why the Second Amendment is so important, because I got some toilet paper,
right, and
I might need to have to use it. Who knows, to protect my Gatorade supply.
Michael Stott, that's been on our show.
Yeah.
Matthew. I always say Michael. I'll have to edit that out. You know what? Fuck it, dude. I'm sorry. I always fuck up your name. I'm just gonna fucking own it. I always call you. But I was trying to say Michael Scott for some reason. I'm so fucking sorry. Matthew Stott, that came on the fucking program. He put a thing up earlier today on Facebook that I thought was really funny. He said it's ironic that the same people who were saying you don't need that much ammo are the same ones buying 500 packs of toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I guess the logic behind the toilet paper thing isn't that you're going to have the shits, but that you could be quarantined to your home and you can't leave.
Yeah, I was curious about that. I mean,
I guess that's what they're coming from.
You know, we talked throughout the week, not just on the podcast. And we talked last night, and you actually called me when I was at the grocery store. I actually ended up getting like 4 packs of big packs of toilet paper, not because I'm scared of being quarantined, not because I'm scared I'm going to get the coronavirus, but literally because I know people are going to overreact to this, and then I'm not going to be able to fucking wipe my ass.
But back to that Tom Hanks thing, like if Tom Hanks dies, like you said, it brings a sense of reality to it. Because people have already died, but it's just a number, so no one cares. If Tom Hanks dies, if Forrest Gump gets killed by the coronavirus, people are going to flip their shit. When one celebrity dies, then it's going to get real.
Well, see, that's
257, 1,000 Italians dead. Tom Hanks dies, and it's like, chaos in the streets. That's exactly the way it's going to work.
You're so right, man. You're so right. But I mean, as far as as far as that happening, though, Serena Williams didn't catch the swine flu. You know what I mean? Like Kobe Bryant didn't die of fucking SARS or Ebola. You know? I mean, this is the first big I'm not going to call it an epidemic or pandemic. I think that's stupid to do that, but that is what they're calling it, so that's how I'm going to reference it in this case. It's the first pandemic or virus outbreak where you're seeing big time people get sick, and you don't normally see that. And like you said, America's such a fucking piece of shit. 1,000 babies could die and nobody would fucking care. But yeah, Forrest Gump dies and everyone's gonna riots in the streets. They're gonna send in the National Guard to fucking New York City. Ugh.
Oh, there's this great. Speaking of people crying, there's this. Well, never mind. I don't want to talk about that. Shit, I was about to say something else about coronavirus. Fuck.
What about these people? What about these people posting on just how I guess it has to do with the coronavirus and shit. Actually, before we get into that, let's talk about the border control, because you had already brought that up, and I did want to discuss that. You got Italy that has no border control whatsoever, and you got a lot of people getting sick. It's I think at a higher rate than even China now. China's according to them, take those numbers for what you will. It seems like the outbreaks are starting to die down, and the cases that are around are starting to be more treatable. It's not as scary and deadly as it used to be. But in Italy, it's just going up and up and up. It's just taking full effect. Well, you got Russia, that's right next door to China, and they've had 2 cases, and they are completely contained and taken care of, no fucking problem. Guess who has the fucking border control? Guess who doesn't let people in and out of their country willy-nilly? Mm-hmm. Fucking Russia, right?
true. It's true. I mean, there's, Russia seems to have its shit together in a lot of situations because it doesn't tolerate this kind of stuff.
I talked about this with Pierce last week, like we both kind of said, like, I don't really have a problem with China. And I think that's kind of like, I do think, China, I'm sorry. I don't really have a problem with Russia, rather.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a weird you know me, I'm always doubting my libertarianism anyway. We've talked about that a ton of times on the show. But I think it's kind of a weird libertarian stance to be like, I'm okay with Russia. Because Russia in no means does anything that's necessarily libertarian or even democratic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of weird to be like, I don't really have a problem with Russia. Like, I'd like to visit. I don't know that I'd like to live there. I definitely respect them and want them to be a strong and close ally, though.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of going back to some older stuff, but, it's a good thing that our president wanted a strong relationship with Russia. You know what I mean? They were trying to turn that into, it's terrible. They're a strong nation, and strong nations, it's a better world when strong nations.
Well, no one cared when Hillary was hanging out with Putin.
Yeah, no one gave a shit about that, exactly.
And as far as the border control goes in our own fucking country, I think this is a good example of don't let them come in legally. I don't understand. I know that's not the most libertarian PC thing to say, but it's the most realistic. Let them come in legally. Let them come in knowing that they have a job and a place to go. Don't just let these fuckers come in here because that's what's going to happen.
You never know.
They're going to come in here. They're going to be the ones bringing crazy diseases and shit that we're not adapt to fucking deal with, and this stuff's going to get fucking worse. You know what I mean?
Well, we were criticized during the Ebola outbreak for not allowing people in because we had better medicine. So they were saying, well, we need to get these Ebola patients to the United States, and we said no because we didn't want Ebola. We didn't want people bleeding out of their eyes. And
great
Florida,
decision. Absolutely great decision.
That's and it's unfortunate. It is what it is. One thing that's really terrifying too is in Italy. They're rationing out their resources. They hit the northern section of Italy, and in northern Italy and southern Italy are two completely different regions. Northern Italy's more like Switzerland. Southern Italy's Mediterranean. It's what we think of as Italy.
Okay.
Anyway, in the north, they are apparently rationing resources so that priority care goes to middle-aged or younger people.
I bet Bernie Sanders loves that.
Bernie Sanders, we got to talk about him too.
Oh yeah, he's on my list for tonight, dude. He's on the list. Let's not say that. Let's not say that. Actually,
yeah, we probably should say that.
It's we already had one episode banned. There's no reason to have the FBI show up and shoot us.
No, that's another interesting thing too. With I just want to say I fucking love this podcast so much. These fucking conversations are fucking
they're so
great.
fun, man. And I know I feel like it's so conceited conceited to go back and listen to your own shit. But I do, man. I listen to our own podcast sometimes when I'm bored, and I fucking laugh my ass off. We talk about a lot of stuff I forget about, dude. And it's always funny. It always makes me smile.
You're currently listening to the best podcast in the whole fucking universe. Decentralize Now.
Well, let me tell you. There's a libertarian Austrian economics philosopher, Hans Hermann Hoppe, and he argued against tariffs for this reason. He used a logical argument called reductio ad absurdum, and here's what it means: reducing something to absurdity, which is following a principle and trying to follow it out to its logical next steps to the point where you show that the principle doesn't make any sense. So, okay, well, hey, because there's a coronavirus, we can't let people into the country. Well, hey, there's coronavirus inside the country now, so states that don't have it shouldn't let people come in from other states. Well, hey, there's a county inside a state that doesn't have it. Well, we shouldn't let people in from any other county. Well, we shouldn't let people in from this town. Well, we shouldn't let people out from the street until you get to a point where you're literally holed up inside your house. So how do you balance?
What's happening in China?
Yeah, I guess people they just can't leave their homes. Is that right? They're just literally on house arrest.
Yeah, they're literally on lockdown.
How can they live?
Literally on lockdown.
How do they get food?
I don't know, man. I don't think they care, to be honest. I don't think the Chinese government cares.
They're just starving the people to death.
But
is that what's going on?
I guess more or less in a nutshell, yeah, dude. Like these people are not doing well. I mean, shit, dude. You can go, a few days without food, but you can't go too long without anything to drink, no water. You know what I mean? And they're just like on straight lockdown. There's like videos of like people filming, standing on their porches in these like giant sky rises, and you can just see hundreds and thousands of people all standing on their porches, and they're all screaming and yelling, and it's creepy shit, dude. I mean to interrupt you, but
well, that's again, is that the logical conclusion of the argument that we shouldn't let people in? That's where it's going to go.
I mean, you've been, where I live, and you know it's, a lot of people come, like there's nothing here, but in the summertime, if people flood in, well, it's spring break right now, and there's just so many people here, and me, Mr. like, I'm not scared of the big bad coronavirus guy, like I'm starting to put my foot in my mouth a little bit, because I think there's reason to be concerned. I think people are overreacting, and they're getting scared, and they're starting to panic, and it's getting outrageous to the point that it's ridiculous. I think it's perfectly reasonable to take appropriate steps like washing your hands and not traveling. And there's just so many people here right now. So many people from so many different fucking states, dude. They're fucking everywhere. The traffic's horrible, dude. I haven't flipped the bird this much in my entire life, as much as I have in the last 2 days. But I'm just like, I just kind of have this thing in the back of my head, like, okay, the coronavirus really isn't something to be concerned about, right? There's a very low chance that me or someone I know will catch it, right? Well, once you start taking into these people that are like, Mr. fucking, I'm going to snort the fucking sauce up my nose and stick my finger in the cup and shove it down my throat. When you take people into account like that, and then you think like, fuck, they're moving around,
Yeah.
I start to get a little freaked out. And I guess in the back of my mind, that libertarian aspect says, you can't tell people they can't do what they want to do. That's not okay. In the same part of my mind, I'm kind of like, yeah, but isn't it stupid to do that? You know what I mean?
Well, maybe this is ignorance on my part about the virus, but is it a matter of, hey, listen, if you get the virus, you deserve it because you weren't taking care of yourself?
I kind of feel that way, man. I mean, like, one of the confirmed cases in my state, which there's been a few now, but one of the early ones, it was one of those guys that went on one of those cruises, okay, where the virus broke out on the cruise, and they said, go home and quarantine yourself for 2 weeks. This guy went straight back to work. God knows how many people he's possibly infected, One guy came back to my state after going on a cruise where like 1 or 2 people got it, and now he could have spread it to hundreds of people, dozens of people. Those dozens of people could have spread it to dozens of people.
Yeah,
and it starts to freak me out. Like, I think when you see it on the news and you hear about it in California, you go, well, yeah, you can shit on the street in California, no wonder. But when you start coming to places like where I live, and these people out in the middle of nowhere, where it's like some little town where like where like there's a city 3 hours away, and like this guy in this little town catches it, I start to take notice. I start to get a little freaked out, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm not scared, but I have become cautious.
I like that whole quarantine shit. Like there's a conspiracy theory that this is going to be used by the government to just wipe out the working people.
It is very like Third World Order Illuminati-ish, right?
Release this stuff, kill them with the virus, but also to starve people to death in their own homes.
It's creepy, man. And also, hey, there's a new virus out there. If you guys had the vaccine, people are starting to become anti-vacciners, like they're anti-vaxxers or whatever. People are starting to, kind of see the truth in these vaccines that I don't think necessarily every vaccine is completely unnecessary, but I think giving a vaccine for every goddamn possible thing that could ever happen to you is fucking retarded. Like, what's the possibility of me catching this? 1 in 128,564. Yeah, I don't think I want fucking aluminum in my body for that. Thank you.
There's one thing that the United States has that China doesn't have, and that's high gun ownership. The Chinese people don't have weapons. So when the government says you're in your house, that's what you do. You go in your house. We at least have weapons. So if you tried to put a whole bunch of rednecks into homes, they could fight back. Probably maybe not effectively, but it could happen.
They're going to try.
You know what I mean? They're going to try. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just straight. I wonder if this is a response to this is me getting all Q and on you, conspiracy theorists. But is this a response to Trump winning? Listen,
okay,
we
so
did everything we could.
I have that written
Trump
down too.
Win.
I have that written down too, and I want to talk about that. So, like the Democrats really have been pushing that. Like, okay, so today, man, on my way to work, I usually listen to conservative radio, and I turn on conservative radio, and it's all coronavirus. Everything's coronavirus. We're talking about coronavirus on this fucking episode right now. It's all coronavirus, but the conservative radio is saying, like, statistically, H1N1 came out and it was this and it was going to kill us all. Now it's just kind of part of flu season. It's not much more than a sore throat and a runny nose. We had SARS, we had this, and they're running through all the statistics and they're saying, these were all these big problems. They turned out to not be such a big deal. The coronavirus is getting really, it's getting traction because people in America are catching it, but it's very treatable, it's very controllable, it's all being pushed, it's all a narrative, blah, blah, blah. I got sick of hearing about it, so I'm scrolling through the radio and I come to NPR. NPR is exactly the opposite. People are getting sick, and we got to help these people. People need places to go. Trump is not addressing this issue. Trump's not addressing the coronavirus. Yeah. He's not handling it. He's not doing anything for these people. And like, they're just blaming Trump. They're just blaming Trump. So, like, it was weird to me in that aspect that, like, I feel like, the people that are, the virus is going to kill us first. The virus. It just seems to be like the individual person, but to see it on a political scale, to see like the liberals very much, we're all going to die, and the conservatives being like, y'all need to calm the fuck down. It was interesting to me that it's reached like a political level. And the Democrats, man, they loved sitting there saying, Trump isn't addressing this. Trump isn't addressing this. Trump isn't treating it right. Trump isn't going about this. And even the Democratic candidates have come out, not in any of the debates, because I don't believe there's been one yet where this has really been discussed. But they've come out on their own viral videos and discussion boards and things like that, and they've made note of the fact that he's not handling it. I would take care of this. Well, how would you take care of it? And also, why are you blaming Trump? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? It broke out in fucking China. People aren't fucking washing their hands. Like, it's not some, like, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the political spectrum. But the Democratic, the DNC is definitely using it as some sort of a way to hurt the president's fucking chances of being reelected. And I just think it's absolutely asinine. And the fact that people don't see it, Russia didn't work. Russia didn't work. The impeachment didn't fucking work. The fucking everything, the whole like, he's a womanizer. He said grab her by the pussy. Nothing has worked on this guy. So now there's a virus, right? Which, by the way, ever since the virus broke out, no mass shootings. Isn't that fucking crazy? Apparently white supremacists are terrified of the coronavirus. And again, I just think maybe this mass hysteria, I'm agreeing with you that maybe this mass hysteria is, yes, just a way to demean Trump, demean the presidency, demean the president, and make it seem like, hey, we're all getting sick because he's not doing anything. But the first time he says no one in or out, we're closing the borders, they will eat him a fucking live. This guy cannot win.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, it's going to...
Not win the election. I'm saying, like, he can't win. He's never going to be able to do anything right for these people.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that it's going to be good for his election campaign. Because you're like, hey, if we had better border security, maybe we wouldn't have this problem. I can see him using that. Secondly, what I want to mention was this. I totally hear what you're saying about NPR. I remember hearing an NPR interview, and it was someone from the CDC, and they were like, what we feel is that what's happened is that we're good. There hasn't been very good leadership from Donald. And in what way could he? Well, hold on. And he goes, well, in what way could he have? There hasn't been a lot of communication, and the way that he's doing it, finding is very helpful. Well, okay. Well, what way can he improve? Well, it's basically the way that he's been communicating. We find it to be insufficient. It was just like repeating the line. Like, there was no specific example. It was just Donald Trump has done a bad job
You think you've heard it all? You haven't heard shit. Stick around for more Decentralize Now.
No, okay, so we cut out there for a second. Just real quick, I had to restart the platform in which we communicate.
Yeah, let's talk briefly, if you don't mind. I definitely want to hit this. What's up with the censorship? I think people who listen to the program might want to hear about that.
Yeah, we need to move on. We need to move on. Everyone's aware of the coronavirus. So we had an episode that came out where we had Pierce on, and I talked about this in the last episode briefly, very briefly, when I Chemtrail here actually had the coronavirus briefly. Not really.
Up my ass.
He just had really bad diarrhea. But we had our friend Pierce from the Blackballed podcast, which you guys should totally check out. Great podcast. We had him on the program. We talked about Judaism. We talked about Christianity. But the whole thing was kind of centered around Israel now and the original from like the Bible, and how they're not necessarily the same. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get this episode censored. But it was a very light episode. It was a very theological episode. It was a very coherent episode. Not like a lot of the other episodes we have. Like, it was very professional. It was very informative. It was not this goofy shit that you guys are used to, you know? And I mean, definitely the most coherent episode we've had in a long time. And purely based on the subject matter, it was banned from YouTube. It was actually deleted from YouTube twice. I tried to post it twice. They deleted it both times for hate speech. Damn. For fucking hate speech, dude. And how many times have we said horribly offensive things on this show?
Oh man, you've even made me blush. You made me go, oh jeez, that's a little out there. And we've had nothing from any platform at all.
Nothing. And as soon, but talking about that specific subject matter in a certain way got it labeled as hate speech. I've also been contacted by some people on Facebook and on YouTube, and they are legitimate people. They seem like they are real people. The profiles seem real, but you know, when you dig through their profile and start looking through, they're clear supporters, and they have been trying to fucking befriend me and stuff online in various ways, and it's starting to freak me out a little bit. Because the episode's still out. The episode is available on Breaker. It's available on SoundCloud. It's just not available on YouTube because, you know, they got rid of it. But that episode is out there, and you guys should go to our Facebook page, check that out. You can go to our website, decentralizenowpodcast.com, and you can find all the platforms we're on the website. Even though don't go to the website and expect much. It's not updated much. We are not website creating people, okay? We created a website. Chemtrail actually created the website, and he did a fucking great job. Way better than I could have done. But, you know, if you want to hear the podcast, you can always reference back to that to find where we are.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was fucking deleted purely because of the subject matter. Not because it was offensive, not because we said anything about hating any certain people or disliking any certain people, merely that, you know, I mean, it's almost like a conspiracy thing we were kind of talking about, right? I mean, we're kind of talking about Illuminati Third World Order type shit in that kind of episode, if you ask me, because we're talking about people coming in, stealing land, and then claiming it as their own and using that to push a global agenda. I mean, to me, that's more of a conspiracy than it is saying, like, these people or those people are bad or wrong. You know what I mean? It was just weird to me. Go ahead.
Well, I thought it was weird how quickly, because that was a long
28 minutes. 28 minutes.
28 minutes after you did that. So they must have had an algorithm that could detect the language and then, you know, use the language and then be able to shut it down quickly. So it must have been an AI thing.
It's the only video we've ever had with comments that were along the lines of like, "This is great. Can we be YouTube friends?" And then the next comment right after that was like, "Wow, I got here before, wow, I'm here before 50 subscribers. Can we be YouTube friends?" And I was like, that's weird. They both said the same thing. It's clearly bots. Those are clearly not people, you know? So I blocked them both. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. They removed that shit so fucking fast.
Damn. That's some creepy stuff, dude. Yeah, YouTube's dead.
YouTube is dead. Are you there?
YouTube is dead. Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, that was me. That was my phone doing its thing. Yeah, YouTube's totally done, man. It's a dead platform. It's going to become so censored, so left-wing, so biased that it's just going to be CNN for teenagers, to post their own videos, basically. It's
Michael Bloomberg ads. And was Michael Bloomberg ads, and
it was.
I don't know, cooking.
Was you little bitch?
That's over now. Oh man. What now, bitch? Got something to say? It used to be this like fat nerds with their shitty web cameras they bought at Walmart talking about politics and shit. And that's back when it was fun. It was the Wild West of the internet. It was broadcast yourself. It was a great company.
Maya.
Yeah,
that was
if you don't
YouTube.
know what that is, you're a
that
fucking
shit
idiot.
is what made YouTube. E-Bomb's world led to YouTube, basically. And E-Bomb's world was not PC by any means. Still isn't. I think it's still around.
I'd like to go back to that. I do miss the old internet, man. There was some good shit there.
It was good shit, dude. Like the old in-browser games and shit they would have on there were fucking priceless. But as far as if you don't mind me jumping back in, I know I've been talking a lot this episode, but like I didn't get to talk to you last week, so I'm sitting on a ton of stuff, and I know you have shit to do.
That's good, man.
So like I got this guy, and I'm just gonna say his name because he can suck a dick. If you're listening, dude, I know you said you listened to a couple episodes. Go fuck yourself. His name is Paul Jones. It says the Preachin' Cowboy. And he's this really creepy looking dude. Like he's totally the type of guy, like if you had a daughter, you'd be like, don't fucking talk to that guy. Don't stand next to him. He's just creepy looking, right? Says he's a disc jockey. He's a disc jockey DJ at 102.5 WBTM. And he sent me a message.
He listened to our episodes?
That's what he said. Yeah, he said, hey, I just got a friend request from you, but we don't seem to have any mutuals. I'm just curious where you came across my account at. He goes, hey, sorry it took me so long to respond. Because it was like, it was 5 or 6 days before we responded. I came across your podcast on SoundCloud a few weeks ago, and I enjoyed what I was hearing. This is like a couple days after the episode was still available for like up to a week on YouTube, even though it wasn't like listed in the videos. You could still follow links to the video. This is not a whole lot of time after that. And I enjoyed what I was hearing, and I said, that's great. Do you mind telling me what episode it was? And thanks for listening. He never fucking responded. So I click on his fucking profile and shit. Come to find out, he's a huge Israel supporter. It's like all over his page, this guy's all about some fucking Israel up in here. You know what I mean? Damn. And I think those two might be correlated. I don't think he found the episode. And also, he said he found the episode on SoundCloud. Who the fuck listens to SoundCloud? We only do SoundCloud because we have to. Also, I only say my name is Busted on the program. In no way should he be able to go to fucking Facebook and find me by my name on Facebook. Fuck it. My name on Facebook is Ed Bust, which is just Busted, but that won't let you use the name Busted, so I had to figure something out. We never say that. I never mentioned that. So how the fuck did he know to go to Facebook and search for Ed Bust and then find me? Or did he go, like, we keep having issues where, like, I'm not listed as one of the owners on Decentralize Now.
Yeah, we do.
So even if he went to Decentralize Now, he still can't find me. You know what I mean? So it was really fucking creepy to me. And then especially when I was like, what episode was it? And he didn't have shit to say. I was like, this dude's clearly a troll or an FBI or a bot or something trying to catch me doing or saying something anti-Semitic in their eyes. I don't think not something in Israel is anti-Semitic personally.
That's creepy that you said that, man. I mean, yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. For sure it is. I mean, we're slowly gaining likes. I mean, we kind of capped over 500, then we're slowly kind of picking them up here and there. It's not like it was before. We rushed through. I need to do another wave of invites, to kind of boost the numbers on the page a little bit. But
hold on,
it is fucking crazy.
No, it totally is creepy, man. Like it's creepy, especially for someone like me. Like I feel like you've really kind of indulged yourself in that culture of like. Not cringe people, but like extreme people, different people, people that don't necessarily fit into some sort of like normalized spectrum of what people should be. Right. So like when you tell me stories like that, I'm like, I mean, Chemtrail goes out and talks to like Satan worshipers and shit. That's just bound to happen. I don't do that, you know. So when it starts coming back at me, I get really freaked out and I start fucking worrying. And
it's real. It's for real. It is real shit. I mean, people will do that type of thing.
Are you enjoying the podcast? Just kidding. We know you are, and you're welcome. You're listening to Decentralize Now.
Now let's
figure out who you are.
Let's move on. We talked about that. We got a lot to cover here tonight. I want
to hear about you calling your sheriff.
What's up?
You called the sheriff. Tell me about you calling the sheriff.
It's no mystery that I don't get along with police very well. Well, I've had an incident. I've talked about these people on the program before. I had an incident with some people down the road from me that moved here from a different state, and they were going by my house, and they're just screaming profanity at their kids. Get the fuck out of yo fucking. These kids are like 8 and 10. You know what I mean?
Dang.
And you know, I kind of have that whole like, you know, your kids how you see fit, but like you screaming obscenities at your kids, I can hear it in my house. My child can hear it. My wife can hear it. It's now affecting my family. And I went out and said something, you know, like, hey, can you please not curse in front of your kids like that, or at least in front of my house? Like, I can hear you inside. They flipped out. They flipped out on me. The woman flipped out on me. The guy threatened to beat my ass, and just stupid shit over like a simple request, like, hey, don't tell your child he's a fucking scumbag piece of shit in front of me. I don't want to hear that, you know? I think that's a perfectly reasonable request when I'm on my own property.
Exactly.
So anyway, like, I come home from work the other day. I have a quick break at work. I run home, smoke a bowl, do some dishes, fucking go back to work. These people are walking their dogs down the road. They got their kids with them, and they have like a neighbor kid with them that lives down the road. Get in my car. Like, I don't care about these fucking people. They mean nothing to me. I get in my car, I back out the driveway, and I start driving down the road. Well, I get like up the road, which I'm pretty close to the end of the street, and they're already walking back the other direction. And he's like literally like eyes wide open, like he's on fucking crack, staring me down as I fucking drive by, like going out of his way to make, like his whole body is like in motion as I go by, like, and he's saying shit to me, like not screaming it at me. I can't hear him, but I can see he's like, you motherfucking piece, you fuck, you know. I can see the word fuck. You know, fuck's very predominant. You can tell when someone's saying it. So I flipped him the fucking bird, straight to his face. You. And he fucking lost his fucking shit, dude. This dude flipped the fuck out, dude. Like, he starts fucking screaming. His whole body's like jumping up and down, like, yeah, like with his arms and legs at the same time, like it's a cartoon or something. Just screaming, fuck you, I'll fucking kill you, I'll be a fucking out, you fucking piece of shit. And so I roll my window down and I go, just walk your fucking dog and go home. Yeah, fuck you, you come back here and say it to my face. And I was like, shut the fuck up and go home. And he's just losing his fucking mind. And I get down the road and I'm like, man, like, I don't know about this guy. He's clearly got a fucking anger problem. He can't just go he can't just go amongst his own business like I was trying to do. He's gonna say shit. He's gonna scream at me. He's gonna keep doing this shit every time I see him. Every time I'm in my yard and he goes by, he's gonna say something and stare at me and threaten my family. I'm done. And I'm either gonna run him over with my fucking car right now, or, you know, and go to jail. So I called the fucking cops. I called the sheriff. And the sheriff's like, what's up? And I was like, look, he's threatened my family. He's threatened me. He's threatened to beat my ass. Like, I'm concerned he's going to do something to my property or my family. He's clearly got anger issues. I was like, you know, it's a huge street. He doesn't have to walk by my house. I know it's probably going to happen. I said, I just want to be sure that he's not going to fuck with my shit. I just want him, if he's going to walk his dog past my house, to just not stare me down, not threaten me and my family. Like, I'm done with it, and I just don't know what to do. And if you don't go over and talk to him, something very bad is going to happen. That's like literally what I said to the sheriff. I was like, if you don't do something about this, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. Like, something needs to get done. There needs to be a peaceful resolution to this.
Yeah.
So he goes, oh, is that the so-and-so house at the end of the street, number so-and-so, and the guy's name is this? And I was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, I've been there 3 times already. Apparently three of the other people in my neighborhood have had horrible issues with them and had to call the sheriff. The fucking cops already know who these people are. But it kind of made me feel like a piece of shit, I don't call cops on people. That's not my bag, that's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned for my family. Like, my fucking safety I could give a fuck about, but my family's safety I do give a fuck about. And I just didn't know what to do, and it sounds like it's all going to be okay, but it was a fucking shitty situation to be in. And thank God I live in a small town, like, I've had to call police for other things. I've told you about we've talked about the Xbox thing on here where someone stole my wife's identity and shit and used her card to buy a bunch of stuff from Walmart. And those guys were fucking worthless. It took them months and months and months to get anything. This dude went straight over there. He called me within an hour and was like, yeah, they're not going to fuck with you anymore. Gave me a case number in case they do again. So, like, in that sense, everything was cool, but, like, I still feel kind of bad about it, Should I have taken it into my own hands to do something about it, or did I take the right approach? I think because I have a family, I did the right thing, but I still feel like a punk-ass bitch.
Well, I don't know. There's a ton of people that are going to listen to this and call you that. Like, hey, you supported the system. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Do they have a point? Should you have done that? Can you say, oh, I want to get rid of the police, but then you use them to resolve a matter? I mean, what's your take on that?
It was that, or I'm going to fucking run him over, dude. He's way bigger than me. He probably can't kick the shit out of me. They're both military people. I ain't fucking with that. And it's like, what, shoot him or run him over, in front of his kids? That's more fucked up. Like, I've gone outside and tried to be like, dude, like, hey, just go away. Like, I don't want problems with you. Yeah, you're a pussy. Like, there's no reasoning with them. I don't know what to do.
I couldn't fucking do it, man. I couldn't fucking do it. I can't, dude. I could not survive in the ghetto. I'm not saying that's where you live, but I know that there's problems like that in the ghetto.
Thanks, buddy.
Not saying
fucking asshole. I live on a half acre.
No, I fucking like this place,
I
dude.
live in a trailer, fuckface. No offense if you do. I'm just saying, like, it's not the fucking ghetto. No one's cooking crack next door. That's down the road.
Oh my gosh. I guess that's why I've always liked country living, is that you don't have to worry about that stuff as much. I mean, I used to live in a place like in the woods. Like, I didn't have I had no neighbors in sight. Kind of liked it. I like that I can get out. But there are times, man, like when, in severe weather, I like the fact that the town has plowing, because I didn't always have that kind of shit. So it's a catch-22. Like, people are a problem, people are a gift. It just depends on the situation.
If it had just been me, man, like, if I didn't have a kid and a wife and stuff to worry about, it probably would have gotten pretty nasty. But
he's extremely buff. In my ear, he's like bald, and he's just ripping, and he's just like this Tasmanian devil. And then you're just like, yeah, fuck you. He just flicks him off. I can see this little like
this guy talking shit. Go fuck yourself. And he's just like, I'm like, dude, like, you're talking shit to me. I'm just driving down the road. I'm not looking to start anything with you. Leave me alone.
That's fucking great. What does your wife say? Does she say anything about it?
Oh, she was like, fuck yeah. No, she thinks I made the right decision. Yeah. But she's an Uncle Tom. What does she know?
Why is she an Uncle Tom?
I'm just being funny. I don't know, man.
Calls her an Uncle Tom. That's a great one. Oh, it's classic. I think we should start that as a meme, just trying to call people Uncle Toms in inappropriate situations.
That's some old school shit. That's some, like, old black man shit. You know what I mean? Hey, you
Uncle Tom.
Hey, you fucking Uncle Tom looking jive ass turkey. Shit.
They're trying to make it positive. Be like, oh yeah, Bill. Oh, he's a total Uncle Tom. Yeah, I love him. Great guy.
Have you seen the positive stereotypes on Key and Peele?
I don't think so.
First fucking Mexicans. Great family values. Hardworking people.
Yeah, oh yeah, they'll lean back, kind of look left, look right. Those Japanese are terrific. Yeah, I've seen that.
Those
That's a good one.
fucking Chinese, very good at math, skilled people. Nice people. I like them a lot.
What kind of crazy things will our heroes talk about next? Stay tuned to find out.
So, there is a video right now. Apparently, Biden went to this place, gave a speech about how, he stands up for the working people. He's gonna make sure that they always have jobs. He's gonna take care of them and shit. And one of the workers there came up to him and said, you say you're gonna do all these things. You say you care about working people, that you support us wholeheartedly, and you're going to make sure that we have jobs. But a lot of us, wholeheartely support the Second Amendment, and we have to hunt and fish and whatever, to support our families. How can you say you're going to do all these things for us and you have our best interest in mind when you're trying to clearly disarm us? He looks this dude in the face. He goes, "You're full of shit." He goes, "You're full of shit." To the guy. This is a presidential fucking candidate. He looks at the fucking guy with a legitimate question and says, "You're full of shit." And when his woman, when his female, I guess, campaign advisor, whatever, tries to step in, he goes, "Hush, hush," and puts his fucking hand in her face. The feminists are gonna love that shit. But let me play the.
Shut up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch. I'm baiting. Go away, I'm baiting.
Come on, man. No, shut up, Jack.
Shut up, Jack. You fucking Uncle Tom. Fucking shit. Here's the audio.
Keep us working about how you intend when there is a large portion of the union workers that are gun enthusiasts, and you are actively trying to diminish your Second Amendment.
All right, so he's saying he supports unions, is what what Biden was saying in this speech. Let me start it over so you can hear the audio a little better.
These union workers that have been working countless hours under the Trump administration, I'd like you to explain how you plan to not only keep us working, but how you intend on getting the union vote when there's a large portion of the union workers that are gun enthusiasts, and you are actively trying to diminish our Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of shit.
All right.
Now go to shush. Shush.
You're full of shit. All right, guys, thanks. Shush. Shush. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, how's he going to handle a stressful situation if he's president?
Well, that's the thing, and her tone was almost like, okay, Grandpa's tired. He needs a nap. Come on. Okay, guys, thank you. Grandpa needs to go to bed. That's what he was.
Yes, but your country has come into ours, and they have done horrible things. All right, you hush, okay?
Shut up.
Biden's talking now, bitch.
Hey, cut the malarkey.
Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. And from the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my son's hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon. I'm not taking your gun
You're not allowed to own any weapon.
You're not allowed to own any weapon, and then says, I'm not taking your weapon away? What?
Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon.
Also, I'm not taking your gun away. What the fuck, dude? This guy is senile as piss, right? This can't be real. This can't be a presidential fucking potential, right? Oh my god. Everyone is fucked.
Come on, man.
So when you were with Beto, when you said you're going to take our guns,
I did not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
When you were with Beta, bitch O'Rourke, he didn't say bitch. When you were with Beta, you said, we're going to take your guns. And he did. He straight up did. And I have the audio clip. I'll play it after this. He also said in the debates, if you don't recall, hell yeah, we're gonna take your guns. That's a fucking direct quote of this motherfucker. That's the Democratic debates.
Video. It's a viral video like the other ones they're putting out there. It's simply a lie.
Your voice, you said that you're taking the gun.
Oh, he just clarified it. Wait. Take the AR-14s and what?
Okay,
AR-14.
Hold on. All right. Hey, let's
Don't tell me that they probably want to go outside.
There's a lot of guys. A lot of guys want it.
I'm not worried. Hold on.
so much.
Give me a break, man. Don't be such a
You're
crazy
switching up on me.
Hey, there's a lot of hey. Look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Are you able to own a machine gun? I said, are you able to own one?
Machine guns are illegal.
That's right. So AR-15's illegal.
How is that in the machine gun?
No, it's not.
Semi-automatic.
Yeah, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds?
In America with handguns than there are what you call assault rifles. Why are you advocating for assault?
And at this point, Biden literally turns and walks away because he realizes, like, he's either talking out of his ass or he's not going to win. I mean, he's completely wrong. First of all, I called it an AR-14.
Your AR-15s are fine, but your
AR-14. He called it an AR-14.
Exactly, I know.
Yeah. Someone trying to take your AR-14? It's an AR-15, and he's also gloating about all the shotguns and guns and fucking rifles and shit he fucking has there for a fucking moment, I believe. And, I mean, just what a fucking asshole, dude. Like, this dude straight up said in a debate, hell yeah, we're going to take your guns. He stood next to Beta fucking bitch O'Rourke numerous times because he's endorsing Biden now, and they've talked together about, like, how we're going to take your weapons. And then do you hear him there at the one time when he's just like, he realizes, like, I fucking said something wrong, or I said it wrong, or something like that, and he goes, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds? Bitch, if I can put 10 rounds in that gun at a time, or if I can put 200 rounds in that gun at a time, I can still run 200 fucking rounds to that gun very quickly. You know what I mean? With a little bit of fucking you can duct tape 2 or 3 fucking magazines together and click, 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 click. You know what I mean? You don't even got to reach to your fucking belt buckle. You know? And I'm not even like a big gun guy. I mean, I'm talking about my ass out of my ass here a little bit. I'm just saying, like, these regulations and restrictions and shit do nothing. But for him to be like, you're full of shit. I didn't say I'm going to take your guns. Are you joking? He said it 1,000 times.
It's incredible. And just that line of, you can't have any weapons. Like,
well, what's he going to do when he's like, you know, he debates like a peace deal with some other fucking like radical country, and then he goes,
you can't have any weapons.
Yeah, I never said you could have nuclear weapons. It's in the negotiations. We fucking signed the paper. You can't do that. What? We're going to die. This man is going to get us all dead.
Do you think he's going to win because he's dumber than Trump? Like, is he gonna resonate with the American people because he's like, Donald Trump is a skilled statesman compared to this guy? Like, no.
I don't know, man.
I love his campaign slogan. Like, okay, let's cut out the malarkey. Like, no one says malarkey.
No one says malarkey.
No one's like,
no one in the fucking 70s said malarkey. It was already outdated by then.
No one says
malarkey. It's a joke, man. And I don't know any Democrats. Like, I feel like most of the Democrats I personally know are pretty fucking dumb. And they all really, like, not dumb. They're not dumb people. They're successful people.
Yeah.
But they're not spiritual people, you know? I consider myself spiritual, not religious, you know? And not in like a God, heaven, hell, or anything. I just, you know, I feel connected to like the earth and the planet, nature, shit like that, you know? I feel like I have a soul. I feel like there is a spirit to people. I feel like people have an aura. They have an essence, you know? I meditate a lot, and I've had meditations that like get pretty extreme. And I can make things happen in my head. It's a whole nother discussion. I really want to have J-Love on here to talk about some of that. I really want to have like one episode that's just all positive shit, like meditation and puppy dogs and hugs. I really just want to do that for one episode. I just want to do that because, you know, outside of this podcast, I do meditate. I do take time to like mentally do kind of mentally healthy stuff for myself because I don't believe in antidepressants and things like mood stabilizers and things like that. So I take it upon myself. I take my own mental health process onto myself, and meditation is very good for me. But I got on a tangent right there, and I kind of forgot the end goal on that. But help me out here. Help me out here. Help me out here.
You were going on
dangling, you dick.
Well, I guess I've never met a Biden supporter ever. I've met a lot of Bernie supporters. Never met a Biden supporter.
They're not spiritual. They're successful. They're not spiritual. That's what I was saying. They like people like Bernie. I mean, they like Bernie, and I think what it is they like the idea of, like, I think people with excess of things like money just think that, like, everyone else should have access to money. But if everyone else has access to money, everything goes up, and then there's people that now have access to money still can't afford it because now it's so expensive that they still. I don't understand why people can't understand that. That's coming from a poor person. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
I would love for people to just give me money, but I also am a realistic person, and I realize that if someone just gives me money, it's being taken from somebody else. It's coming from somewhere else, and that if I myself then become successful, then they will now take my money, and I will no longer be successful because I'll never be able to get ahead because I'll always be dependent on the money that I'm getting. Or they'll take enough, or once I start making enough money I don't need to be given it, they'll start taking it from me, and they'll put me back into a fucking poverty level in which I need fucking money from other people to be successful. And it's bullshit. It's a vicious cycle, and it's nothing but communism. It's nothing but socialism. I mean, tomato, in my opinion, a little bit, but it's nothing but making people more dependent on the state. It has nothing to do with helping people out. It has to do with, like, making the individual person that could potentially be successful, that could potentially go on to start a business, that could potentially go on to help people and do good things, a slave to the state, so that the state holds all the control. And anything they create or do in that time that could help other people or make themselves successful only benefits the state and not them. And it's very simple. It's a very simple process. It's a very simple thing to see. I am not book smart. I am not a fucking college graduate. I am not a person that has these high intelligent and theological fucking conversations with people like you do, because that's not my life. But even me, someone like me, can see that this is a fucking scam. And I don't understand why people support Bernie. I don't understand why so many people support Bernie and the DNC says go fuck yourself, we're giving you Biden, because no one's going to vote for him. They are ensuring that Trump gets fucking reelected, which makes me doubt the whole fucking process and think that it's all a scam and that's what they want in the first place. And it makes sense because it's two hands of the same fucking beast, and I think we're just spitting each other's fucking faces for no fucking reason at this point. The only logical thing is to fucking decentralize everything, get rid of fucking government, let people govern themselves. The guy down the street wants to be a fucking asshole to me, and I fucking run him over with my fucking car, and everybody in the neighborhood's fine with it, so fucking be it. Fuck it. Life's not fair. Fuck you. Eat a dick.
What do you think of, you think this is Bernie's last run?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. He's already had a heart attack. He's well into his 70s. No, he's
over,
not doing
man.
it again.
I guess Trump was right. America will never be a socialist country. Remember when that happened? Close up to Bernie. Fuming mad.
Free the people. Free the markets. Decentralize now.
Can I talk real quick? I know you got to go. Can I talk about one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not political. It's not going to take a lot of time. But I think it's something that we need to talk about here. Because on this program, we haven't talked about it in a while. Actually, I feel like we've kind of avoided talking about it because it's you know, you guys listen to this program and you know you hear us having a good time, but some of the stuff that we talk about, we put research into this. We read about these things. We're not just talking out of our asshole, even though it sounds like it a lot of times, probably, at least for myself. But we've talked a lot about pedophilia. We've talked a lot about pedophilia in Hollywood. We've talked a lot about pedophilia in politics, and just how it's kind of part of this, you know, elite culture that which makes sense, right? You can fuck any woman you want. You get sick of that. You start fucking any dude you want. You get sick of that. You start choking yourself with belts and jerking off. You get sick of that. What's next? Dude. You know, fucking a dog, fucking a kid, setting stuff on fire and jerking off onto the flames. You know, when you become immune and when you can have any sexual preference and thing you want ever, you start doing weird sexual stuff. Sex is a big part of being a human. So it's no wonder that people with money and power are able to get it so much that they would start doing weird things. And that's not a defense. It's not a defense at all. We should just, you know, shoot those people in the faces. Fuck it, be done with them. But, we've talked a lot about those types of subjects and shit. The Finders, fucking all this different stuff. Well, there was a fucking documentary that came out called The Rape of Two Corys, and it was made by Corey Feldman. This was something that he blew up for months and months and months and months, probably like a good 6 to 8 months. This guy's been talking about this documentary that's going to come out, and he keeps saying he's going to blow the lid off Hollywood. I'm going to blow the lid off Hollywood. I'm going to blow the lid off of fucking pedophilia in Hollywood. He's made all these fucking outrageous claims like that. Well, it got me really interested, especially because of the subject matter and how much we've talked about it on the show. I felt like I would be almost like hypocritical to not buy it and watch it, This guy's going to blow the lid off of Hollywood. He's going to name people that are molesting people. Well, I bought it, and I actually live streamed the entire broadcast on my personal page. I have since then taken it down. Just because of the FBI warning on there. I don't want the FBI raid my house or some fucking stupid shit. But if you personally want to see the video, I will tag you in it, and that will give you access, and you can watch it that way. But I don't want it public on the page. But if you want it, find me on Facebook, Ed Bust. I'll tag you in the video, and that'll give you an access to a link where you can watch it. I'll save you the $20 because it's a fucking sham. It was the biggest piece of shit, goddamn garbage, money grabbing, goddamn documentary I've ever fucking seen in my life. He made all these fucking claims. Charlie Sheen raped Corey Haim. Well, that was apparent in 2017. Those allegations came out end of 2016, early 2017, and that's what a majority of the fucking documentary was about. And nowhere in this entire documentary did he name any names that, or any person who had done these crimes that we weren't already aware of or hadn't been made light of in the fucking media and shit. Not to give kudos to the media by any means, but basically, he said he was going to blow the lid off Hollywood. He named no Hollywood elites. He named no actors. He named no CEOs of companies. He named no producers or executives or anybody with money and power. The only people he named was private fucking agents. Private agents hired by the families to take care of the children. And what he was saying is that there's these creepy people out there that pose as agents for kids, and then they use the fact that they're able to get these kids away from their parents to rape them. He fucking starts out talking about meeting Corey Haim. So basically he's saying private agents out there that have nothing to do with Hollywood or the media or anything else that has to do with money or power are raping kids. Okay? That's horrible. But it is not what you said you were going to do. It is not the claim you fucking made. Okay? Corey Feldman starts talking about the first time he met Corey Haim. The first time he met Corey Haim, they are hanging out. They have a couple drinks. They go and they're chilling in a hot tub. And Corey Haim pulls his fucking dick out and says hey man, you want to fool around? He goes, no, I'm not gay. He goes, oh, it's not gay. This is just what guys do. It's just guy stuff. Fucking weird. So the first time you ever met the guy, he tried to touch your dick. Corey Haim was a fucking man slut and a fucking druggie, okay? He may have gotten raped as a child, but the documentary was not about that. The documentary was quit saying Corey Haim died of a drug overdose. Dude, Corey Haim and Corey fucking Feldman used to fuck each other in the butt. There's no way you can't fucking convince me of that. And the documentary was fucking proof. Also, 25 minutes into the motherfucker, it became very clear that it was a money grab like a motherfucker. It was a joke of a documentary. It did nothing he fucking promised. He did not blow the lid off of fucking anything. And he tweeted the fucking names of all the people that he was going to accuse of doing such things in a fucking tweet on Twitter. And he said, Bob Saget raped us. Well, autocorrect fucked up the name. Bob Saget wasn't even in the documentary. It was Bob something else. It was a mistype. So now Bob Saget's getting all this fucking shit, which, by the way, I totally went to fucking Bob Saget's page and was like, you pedophile fuck. And then 2 hours later was I'm so sorry. Because it was a mistype. It wasn't even real. The documentary was a fucking money grab like a bitch. Corey Haim was a drug addict and a fucking faggot. And he did a bunch of fucking gay shit with older men. And I don't know, man. I mean, that's I don't know what else you want. Don't spend the $20 on it. It's a fucking sham. Never one time. And it was Corey Feldman sucking his own dick and patting himself on the back. I got the laws changed for the statute of limitations, which he actually didn't. And like in California, they said for 1 year, the statute of limitations doesn't matter. For 1 year, if you come forward in this time, it doesn't matter if it happened 60 years ago or 2 years ago, we'll look into it. He did the same thing in New York, and they gave him 5 years. Okay, 5 years. For this 5-year period, there is no statute of limitations. But after that year in California, and after those 5 years in New York, there is one again. He didn't change the laws. He just fucking like got a permit for a little while.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I never felt like that movie was going to be very revealing. I never really put a lot of weight into it. So, yeah, I saw your post, and I was like, this is awesome. I liked your commentary more than anything. That was the most enjoyable part. Was actually you'd be like, every now and then randomly going, oh, shit, don't want them to see this part. Shit. So, I don't know, man. That was a big... I saw the beginning part of the documentary too. They were like, "There's Me Too." Well, now we have Kids Too. Like,
well, see,
it's totally just trying to.
I started the broadcast at the end because it was just on continuous play. So if you don't fast forward to like the 14-minute mark, you don't actually see the beginning. And like for the solid 25 minutes of the beginning, they don't even talk about like pedophilia or rape. It's just like Corey Haim was my best friend. I used to be successful in the 80s. It was nothing.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crap. But yeah, the whole like Kids Too. We got the Me Too movement. Now we have the Kids Too movement. The fuck, dude? You're like an old man. You know what I mean? Also, Corey Haim's been dead for fucking 10 years. You know what I mean? And if you really gave a fuck about blowing the lid off of Hollywood and exposing them for the pedophile fucks they are, why'd you charge us all $20 for this pile of garbage? Dude, like, if something ever happened to you, Chemtrail, and you were like, when I die, I want you to tell my story, I would do it for free. I'd put it everywhere. I'd fucking plaster it all. This motherfucker was murdered. You need to pay attention. But I would never charge $20 for it and wait 10 years. It's fucking retarded. Clearly didn't give a fuck. There was this really weird, like, bitchy moment where he's like, his mom doesn't believe me. His mom thinks I'm like, I can't explain it well, but he was like Janet or Jane, whatever the fuck her name was. I don't even remember now. Judy, you need to take responsibility for yourself, Judy. Okay? Fuck, dude. Like, god damn, dude. This is some high school bullshit right here.
Damn.
Fucking horrible. You're about to say, all right, man, well, I gotta go. Because you do that same... There's like fucking... How many episodes do we have now? This is like 28. I'll bet like fucking 16 of them end with you going, damn. Well, it's getting late, man. I gotta go. I got some stuff to do tomorrow.
I'd love to till you collect all those, just have it one after the other. Wow, that's crazy. Hey man, I got